welcome to Lunchtime with Dr. Nadine. We have a special guest today, Beverly. She is having some technical difficulties getting in the studio. She's actually there, but there was some sound problems going on. So I'm going to try to bring her in, and I hope that she's able to hear me because I'm hearing her clearly. She's not hearing me.
I
Beverly,
can hear you.
Beverly would like to welcome you to our Lunchtime series. We're excited that you're here with us. Maybe you can go a little bit to your left so that you're centered on the camera. And we'd like to welcome you here today to our Lunchtime series. We want to thank our viewers from wherever you're joining us. Let us know in the chat where you're joining us from as we go through our lunchtime together today. So, Beverly, would you like to just introduce yourself to our viewers? Tell us where you're joining us from right now and a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Beverley Bodley, and I am joining you from the island of St. Croix. I moved here from Orlando, Florida. I am a nurse practitioner practicing here on the island. And I have been a nurse for 12 years and a nurse practitioner for 3 years.
Awesome. So, yes, Ben, really excited about having you here because I know that you are in a place of transition right now.
Yes, ma'am.
We had the honor of working together in my speaker mentorship program last year. And so we want to talk about that journey today. And when we started working together in August, I remember, a friend reaching out to me saying that I have a friend that I need you to work with. And we tried to connect a few times, it didn't work. And then finally, we had a discovery call and we realized that you were a great fit for me to work with. And so we started our journey together on August 14th,
Yes, ma'am.
your birthday.
Yes, it was.
Yes, because you said you're going to give that gift to yourself as your birthday gift, and we started our journey together. A lot of
Yes.
things have happened from the time we started working together to now, and I'm proud of you. And I really want to share that journey with our listening audience, with our viewing audience, about what it was like for you what made you want to work with me in the first place.
Well, before I started with you, I have been working with young people for many years, and that has been my passion. Is the young people, and I have always wanted to do more. After accomplishing my nurse practitioner, my RN, I wanted to do more. I wanted to. I wanted to write a book, but I didn't know how to. And I wanted to continue working with the young people, but I didn't know how to go about doing that. So then COVID happened, and then I decided, I'll take a little break. And once I take a little break, I decided that I wanted to just relax for a little bit. So after that, for some reason, God kept telling me that I have work to do. I have work to do. But I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was already involved in several ministries within the church. And I felt I was busy enough. I was a mother, I was a wife. So I was not sure what else he wanted me to do. So I did spend a little time on the couch watching television because I was looking forward to that after being in school for so many years. But then the interest, I lost the interest. And then as I was talking to my friend Nelsia, and she was telling me about the program and how it helped her. And she said, I think you should have a chat with Dr. Nadine and just talk to her, and you probably would, get some inspiration. And I said, okay, but I put it off for a while because I know she spoke to me in June, and I didn't connect with you until August because I feel like sometimes when God call you to do something, and what we do is we procrastinate, or we try to run circles around it. And then, like Jonah, I end up right back in where he wanted me to be. And then, when I connected with you, it was just amazing. It was amazing. And, I was not sure that this was the fit program for me. But I wanted to see where it was going to take me, and I wanted to see what was my next level. So I decided. First of all, I didn't have any money to pay for it, and and when you told me that, okay, pray about it, so I did that. And then, funny enough, that same week when I spoke to you, the university called and they told me I had inquired about doing my doctorate as a nurse practitioner. So they called and they said, they were following up on my inquiry, and if I was ready to pursue with the doctorate. And I told them, you know what, let me think about it and I will call back. So I went into a season of prayer and fasting because I had to make that decision. Was it, to go on with my doctorate? I was looking forward to that title, or should I go into this program? And I had to ask God for some direction. And he did show me that, you know what, the life that I live is for his glory. So I said, Lord, take me into the course that is going to bring glory to you and bring glory to and help others. So that's when I decided, and I told him, I put him to the challenge. I say, if this is what you want me to do, please provide the funds. And he did that. So here I am.
What a testimony. I don't know. We need to just keep praying that we have clarity here. I don't know what's happening with that echo. But Beverly, you've been on that journey. So you gave us the background of what the testimony was like that took you into the program. And as we began to work together, I know you had two major goals. One of them, you wanted to write a book, and the second one, you wanted to launch your speaking platform. Were you able to accomplish both of these things as we worked together for the 12 weeks?
Well, I mean, I am happy to say I have. I still don't know how we were able to do it in that such a short space of time. But I want to say that when I started with you, um, at first I felt like I had kind of bitten off more than I can chew. And there were times when I wanted to back out because I felt like, I wasn't good enough for the areas you were pushing me into. And and I remembered as you would, give me the different work to do. There was one time where, you said, it's time to get on social media. It's time to, put yourself out there. And I was like, who, me? Not me. I'm shy. I'm very, very shy. So I didn't want to be out front. I didn't want to be out there, but you were pushing and you say, okay, we've been doing all this work, all this time. It's time to get out. And I don't know if you remembered one time you posted on my work, you said, I want you to have faith in your work. I want you to have faith in God, faith in yourself, and faith in your goals. So I said, okay, let's go. So I have had a couple of speaking engagements, and I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. The nerves still do come sometimes, but I'm getting a little bit better and getting a little bit more comfortable. I have reached the goal of writing the book. I know you did give me that deadline, December the 31st, and it was August, and I was like, I don't know anything about writing a book. How did she expect me to write a book by August 31st? And I mean, I don't know if you notice it, but there were a lot of times where you would tell me to do things, or you would ask me to do things, and I didn't know how to do it. And I was ashamed. And, I felt really bad. I felt really stupid and dumb because, I didn't know how to do the stuff that you asked me to do. But I decided, you know what, for the young people, if I'm doing this for young people, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I am going to climb over every obstacle, every challenge that come before me, and I'm going to make it. And that is what I did. And that's why we came up with that title of the book, Never Give Up on You.
Yeah, and the thing I want to comment on never giving up on yourself. Because the truth is, you live what your book is. And it was such a privilege working with you in the speaker mentorship program and helping you and pushing you and encouraging you to get that book out of you, because some of the words that you used a while ago, which I will not repeat, was some of the very words that you had spoken to yourself when you were very young as well. And
Yeah.
went through the program, we had to kind of get these negative words out of your vocabulary and out of your mind. So, yes, we don't know everything. And that's the reason why we are in the coaching relationship. There is no reason for anybody to feel dumb because they don't know something.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I have coaches and I am asked to do things. I don't feel dumb because I don't know what they ask me to do. I have to ask a question or I go do the research and I find out how to do it, but I ask them. And so that's one of the things that we had to work through to ensure that those negative words that were in your vocabulary, that had been in your mind, that had prevented you for a very long time from really pushing for your goals to get
Yeah.
them out. Now, I
Yeah.
want to tell you ladies something about Beverly, right? From all of the ladies that I've had the pleasure of working with, this woman here is very unique and in a good way. And I'll tell you why. And of course, you need to buy her book so you can get the details of the real stories. This lady was working all day long, all week. And our sessions were on a Thursday evening. And Beverly did not miss one session. She never made any excuses not to show up for any sessions, to the point that she had a death in her family. She had to travel for the funeral. And even when she was there for the funeral, she still wanted us to have a session. And I'm like, Beverly, take a break. Take a break today. Be present for your family. That is how determined this woman was to launch a speaking platform, to write a book. Beverly never made an excuse to show up. There was never any day that was too long, even though she worked and she traveled for hours from home to work, living in some other place, traveling on weekends back home, working all day long, not having access to a phone or anything. But she goes home and shows up for every session on time and fresh and ready to work. And there was nothing that Beverly was asked to do. There was nothing I asked Beverly to do, no assignment that I gave her that she did not complete. And so I am really proud of you that as somebody who probably grew up feeling bad about yourself, feeling that you were not good enough, feeling that you were dumb, feeling all of these negative things, you have reached that stage in your life where you're pushing yourself so much that your book is in you. It's your life. You would never give up on you. And so
Yeah.
tell our viewers, what was the experience like for you as we journeyed through your story? We had to go deep into your story and a lot of things had to come up. What was that experience like for you?
Um, hmm, the experience was amazing. It was, first of all, sometimes when you have experiences of low self-esteem as a child, and when you have certain life challenges, you tend to bury them. You tend to bury them. You tend to put them in your mind so far away that you forget about them. And
Mhm.
then when we started having our sessions, and you were asking the questions,
Mhm.
it was like there were things coming out that I was like, oh, I didn't even remember that this happened.
Mhm.
Oh, I had totally forgotten about this. And then so it had just opened my mind to, you know what, there is so much more that there's so much more to you than you give yourself credit for.
Mhm.
And it made me see, why do you hold yourself back? I know I wanted to do so much more for the young people, but when I started this program, it opened my eyes to how much more I can do to
Mhm.
help them. And it's no longer looking at the embarrassment, the fears and the doubts. Now it's looking at how can you motivate someone else, because I was motivated when I was down and out. I was motivated, and that is what helped me along with this program. So I want to do the same for the young people who I am ministering to right now.
Beautiful. So, one of the things I realize about you is, as you just identified, there was so much in you that you didn't even realize was going for you. You have so much power and so much strength and determination and persistence. There's so many amazing qualities in you. And yet you were not even able to see that I am this powerhouse. I am this amazing woman. I am this superwoman and I can do so much. And you were limiting yourself. And I'm
Yes.
so excited that I got to work with you and see you work through that process of realizing that you were more than enough, that you were more than enough to do what God has called you to do, and that your story can be used now. When I say your story, there are parts of your story that gives me chills. And one of the things that come to mind as we were pulling the story out of you, because we're really working on that theme, never give up on you, because it's really who you are and you didn't give up on yourself. Now, there is a particular story that I want you to share with our viewers about you and an exam and your sons. I could tell the story, but I want you to tell the story. And I know it's in your book. I know that you actually, spell it more, but I want you to share that story because I want our viewers to realize how far you had gone to not give up on you, even when you didn't even realize all of your greatness. What did you do in that little story? Tell us.
Yes, so there came a point when we first moved to Florida, and I started the RN program at the college. It was just me and my sons at that time, and my husband was living in New York. So one of my youngest son got ill, and he had a couple surgeries, and then there was a point in time where school, usually I would leave them home by themselves. They would take good care of themselves until mommy get home from school. But because of the surgery he had, I couldn't leave them home by themselves. So, and it was funny enough, it was the time where we were doing final exams. So I said, I couldn't miss the final exam because the final exam carry a heavy grade for your total grade of the class. So if I miss that exam, I would have to, fail the class and repeat it. So I could not do that. There was no way I can do that. So I took my kids to school. I
Mhm.
took my two boys to school, and then I was praying along the way that something work out, because even if I have to sit in the corner of a class, but I got to do what I have to do. And then the teacher met me and she said, you can't come into the class with your kids. And I said, but I have nowhere to leave them, and it's just me and them, and my son had surgery. So and she's like, it's not fair to the other students, and it's exams. So I'm sorry, but you can't come in. So then I left. I was so heartbroken. I left and I went and sat by a bench outside under the tree. And while I was there, this young lady walked up to me. She was a Filipino Asian lady, and she walked up to me and she said, can I watch your kids for you while you go to class? And I mean, I don't know what I was thinking at the time. I gave her the two kids and I ran into that class and I did the exam. And, it was only after the exam was done, because I was so determined that I had to get that exam done. And it was not easy class because it was about pediatrics, and I'm not very good in pediatrics. So that final exam, I needed it. And it was after the exam when I turned in my paper that I said to myself, you know what? I don't know who I give my kids to. And that's when I started to panic because I was like, what did you do? You give your kids to a total stranger. And I'm saying to myself, I didn't take her number. I don't know her name. If I have to go to the office, all I can do is describe her. I don't have anything. So, I didn't know what to do. I went back to the bench and I sat there and I said, okay, Lord, I mean, you will have to do something for me because I don't know what to do. And while I was there, I saw the lady coming back with my two boys. She was holding one in each hand. And if you have ever lost a child, when I hugged those two children, I say, Lord, please forgive me. I will never ever do that again. But I was so desperate. I was so desperate, and I think I never saw that lady again. So I don't even know if she does exist. But our paths have never crossed, and I think God was looking out for me in my time of ignorance. I did the best I had to do. I was determined not to give up.
Yeah, and that's a thing I see themed throughout your life story, because when that story came up, we're like, what? And you're like, I didn't even know her name. And it showed how determined you were not to give up on yourself, because you had already gone through all what you did from the time you were a young person, and you were called names, and you were called dumb, and you were called, there was a name that you used that they used,
Dumpsy.
was it Dumpsy? And you were called all of these negative names, and for many years you believed that you were all of these things. And now you reach this point where you're working intentionally to do stuff, and now you were in a position where your kids were there with you, and you could have just simply given up and said, you know what, well, I don't have any help and anything like that. And you gave the kids to a complete stranger, no name, no phone number, anything. And that is, for me, a demonstration of somebody who will not give up on themselves, even when there was this huge risk, children. And so what was the biggest aha or wow moment that you had as we worked together, in the speaker mentorship program? What was your biggest breakthrough?
Oh, wow. I had so much breakthroughs. I think my biggest breakthrough was, there were so many. To me, my biggest breakthrough was seeing myself do things that I otherwise say I couldn't do.
Okay.
I think that was my biggest breakthrough. And my other breakthrough was discovering who I was. I think it really helped me to discover who I was, because I was going based on what other people think of me, or what other people thought, oh, this is who you are. Oh, Beverly, you're a very proud person. You're very outspoken. No, I'm not outspoken. So I was living based on what other people described me to be, but never really what I thought of myself. And that's what this program helped me to do. It helped me to discover who I was and to accept me for me, not for what other people think of me, but for who I am. I might be slow, but that's okay. That's who I am. And I had to do that total acceptance. So I think that was the biggest breakthrough for me. You pushing me to bring out that inner strength that I didn't know I had.
Wow, well, that's amazing. I am just like, because there are so many women who live their lives defining themselves by everybody's terms. They believe that they are who people say they are. And many women are stuck in that, and they're in that cycle of trying to live up to the names that people call them, whether consciously or unconsciously. We're somehow fulfilling some kind of prophecy. And I'm so excited for you that even though it was a speaker program, but since we went into you and your story and we had to dig so deep that you were able to connect with that deeper woman in you, that you were able to accept that woman in you. And now that you have accepted her, now that you know who she is, now that you have that full acceptance of her, you can now step into your true power and do the work that God has called you to do. That is amazing. And there's something that you said, that you were saying that you're slow. I personally, I can't even agree with you on that, because you have gone the fastest in any client that I've worked with in terms of publishing a book and doing things. There's, you did that. I started with other people working on books and stuff way before you, and they're not done yet. And you were able to finish that off. We started working together on August 14th. And I told you by December 31st, you need to have your book done. By December 31st, you had your book done, you had your cover done, you had your book edited, you had done the work. So I don't see the slow in that. I saw a determined woman, a woman who was persistent in achieving her goals, and she didn't make any excuses to make it happen. That's the woman that I worked with. That's the Beverley Bodley that I worked with. And so even the slow word, you can probably work on taking that out of your vocab, because that word does not describe you.
Amen.
It does not. Because if it did, we would have still been talking about the book that needs to come out. But it's done. It's on Amazon. You already placed your order. We just don't have the copy. Did you get to print a picture of it?
No, I didn't. I didn't get, because it was coming out in black and white and I wanted it to be colored. So I didn't get the printed copy, but it is available on Amazon. It's going to be coming to stores very soon. We're working on that. And then we're working on a couple of doing some community outreach programs, so that I can reach out to the young people and let them know that, they are not alone. We have, there are people who are here to help them, to motivate them, and to see them live to their fullest strength and, their self-worth. They are worth so much more than they give themselves credit for, just like me.
Yeah, and so just wondering, Beverly is actually working as a motivational speaker and as a youth coach, because her calling is to be able to pour into the lives of young people so that they do not give up on themselves, because she could have given up on herself because of her experiences growing up as a child and as a young person, and she did not, because there was a turning point. Time does not permit us to even allow us to go into that turning point that she had. But when you get the book, you're going to get the full story. And so, Beverly, tell the viewers, what is the name of your book and where can they find you on social media if they're looking for somebody to speak to young people, to empower young people to not give up on themselves?
So the title of my book is Never Give Up on You. And it is a biography of my life story. You can purchase it on Amazon. I could also be reached. I have a personal Facebook page. I also have a business Facebook page, which is Empowering You. And I can also be reached on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I also have my web page is in the building right now. So we are getting that up and going. We will be, not only will the book be available, but we will also have a lot of different things that the young people can get with some scripture of inspiration that will be coming soon. And I could also be reached via Google, Bodley 1969 at google.com.
Beautiful. Beverly, I mean, it's such an honor. And I want you ladies out there who listen right now to understand that this work we did in less than 4 months. We were able to launch a speaking platform. We were able to get that story out of her, know what her core message is, who her ideal clients were, how she was going to reach them, get that book done. Her website is almost finished, launched her Facebook page and fixed up all of the social media and everything that we needed to ensure that when she stepped out as that motivational speaker, when she stepped out in her true power, that she was very clear about her message. And if it can happen for Beverly, it can happen for you. Beverly, as we close, the half an hour is up. I am getting ready to launch for the first time a speaker mentorship program in a group setting. And of course, there are women who still want one-on-one coaching in that, just as you and I were able to work together. What would you say to that woman who's on the fence of saying, I really need the help, but I'm not sure what to do, or I may not have the money? What would you say to women about getting into the speaker mentorship program?
Well, I would tell them the same thing that you tell me, and that is to stop speaking down to yourself and to have faith. Have faith in yourself, have faith in your work, and have faith in your goals. If you want to really live your true life purpose, this is the program for you. You will be pushed to the max to do it, and as long as you are willing to reach that goal, all you need to do is hang in there. It is an amazing program, and it brings out so much in you that you probably do not know that you have within yourself. So I would encourage any woman to I would recommend this program to any woman who really wants to find their full potential.
Beautiful. I like the fact that you someone who really, because when you have that place of I need to make this happen, I need to give birth to my true purpose, then there's no choice but for you to get a midwife. And so it's like that when there's that urgency of you living the life that God has called you to live and really stepping into that true place of purpose, I totally agree that this is the program. So, ladies, if you're listening, you've been inspired by Beverly. We've had the technical difficulty of that background noise. We don't know where it's coming from. We thank you for your patience. We thank you, Beverly, for sharing your story. I just want to share with you before we go. Somebody there calling Clinton is saying, "Wonderful testimony, Beverly. Keep trusting God and keep pushing forward to reach your goals. Proud of you." Somebody else is saying, "Proud of you, Beverly. Enjoyed," and I was encouraged by
This is one of my young people.
awesome. She's encouraged by your testimony. And so you have people out there who are inspired, who are encouraged, who are blessed. And so I look forward to serving more women in this capacity so we can see more Beverly Bodleys out there, but you having your own name, carrying your own name, sharing your own story, and getting ready to have your impact on the world. So if you're serious about it, send me a direct message, and we'll be able to set you up. But Beverly, I am proud of you. I am excited. I am blessed and honored to have worked with you. And I look forward to the amazing things that God is continuing to do in your life.
And I would like to thank you for the opportunity and the patience that you have taken with me through this journey. It has been an amazing journey. So I want to thank you so much for the great work that you're doing with women all over the world.
Praise God. God bless. All glory to Him. So, viewers, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow where we feature another special guest. God bless. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.